and cheese and drinking champagne. Got light skin, got assassin eyes, staring into the sapphire painted skies. Wander around, waiting on the last train. Yeah, I'm standing on the gallows with my head in the noose, waiting any second all hell break loose. Yeah, people are crazy, times are strange, locked in tight, out of range. Used to care, but things have changed. Ain't doing me any good. I'm in the wrong town, I should be in Hollywood. Just for a minute there, I thought I saw something move. I'm gonna take dancing lessons, do the jitterbug rag. No shortcuts, gonna dress in drag. Only a fool here think he's got anything to prove. Yeah, a lot of water under the bridge, a lot of other stuff too. Don't get up, gentlemen, I'm only passing through. Yeah, people are crazy, times are strange, locked in tight, out of range. Used to care, but things have changed. Walking 40 miles of bad road, the world is right, the world will explode. Trying to get away from myself just as far as I can. Some things are too hot to touch. The human mind can only stand so much. You can't win with a losing hand. Yeah, I feel like falling in love, the first woman I meet. Put her in a wheelbarrow and wheel it her down the street. People are crazy, times are strange, locked in tight, out of range. Used to care, but things have changed. Hurt someone and not even know it. Hurt someone and not even sure it. Trying to get it far away from myself as I can. I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna fly high. All the truth in the world adds up to one big lie. You can't win with a losing hand. Yeah, Mr. Jinx said Miss Lucy jumped in the lake. I ain't that eager eager to make a mistake. Yeah, people are crazy, times are strange. Locked in tight, out of range. Used to care, but things have changed. Yeah, I used to care, but things have changed.
Riverside, California blues harpist-singer Rod Piazza has had one of the longest-lasting careers of any Inland Empire musician. He's been in bands from the mid-1960s to the present day. He has appeared on the cover of numerous blues music magazines over the decades and is a familiar presence in blues clubs and festivals throughout the world. In 1954, at the age of 7, Rod took up the guitar. In 1958, when he was 11, his older brother took him to see a concert by blues legend Jimmy Reed. Somehow the pair made it backstage where Reed gave Rod one of his old harmonicas. This chance meeting changed Rod's mind about what instrument and music to pursue. While Rod was a student at Ramona High School in Riverside, he joined his first band, the Mystics. He sang and played harmonica. The group's name was inspired by the Van Morrison Them song, Mystic Eyes. Piazza's next band was the House of DBS, DBS standing for Dirty Blues Sound. They appeared in the Los Angeles area, hoping to get noticed and signed by a record company. In July 1967, the House of DBS opened for the West Coast pop art experimental band at the Genesis 9 Club in L.A. Their hard work paid off in August 1967 when one of their Genesis 9 concerts received a rave review in the underground newspaper, the Los Angeles Free Press. Following this review, Piazza and the band were signed by ABC Bluesway Records. Not long after, the House of DBS's name was changed to the Dirty Blues Band. Among their label mates were such blues legends as John Lee Hooker, B.B. King, Jimmy Reed, Otis Spann, and T-Bone Walker. They released 2 LPs with the label. First, Dirty Blues Band in 1967 and Stone Dirt in 1968. As seen on the cover of Album 2, Rod took to calling himself Rod Gingerman Piazza. On April 9, 1968, the Dirty Blues Band played the Palm Springs Pop Festival. They shared the bill with Eric Burden and the Animals, Blue Cheer, the Collectors, and Sweetwater. In July 1968, the band opened for blues icon Howlin' Wolf at the Ash Grove Club in Los Angeles. Sadly, by the end of 1968, the band broke up, due in part to call-ups from the military draft that thinned out the group. On September 9, 1968, a Rod Piazza solo performance was recorded for Hugh Hefner's Playboy After Dark TV series. Rod was performing under his Rod Gingerman Piazza persona. He performed with a pickup band because the Dirty Blues Band was in the process of splitting up. It was a big break because this was to be Rod's first national TV exposure. He performed She's the One, written by Rod, and My Babe, written by Willie Dixon, and originally recorded by Little Walter. Both songs appeared on the Dirty Blues Band's Stone Dirt album. It was a performance in front of a set made to look like an idealized version of Hefner's penthouse playground. Dancing in front of Rod was a slew of former and future Playboy playmates. Everyone at the party were the best friends that Hefner's and the production budget's money could buy. Piazza next joined forces with his idol and mentor, George Harmonica Smith, who was a veteran of the blues scene. The pair crossed paths often on the LA club circuit and struck up a personal and musical friendship. They formed the dual harmonica blues band Bacon Fat. The group eventually caught the interest of Fleetwood Mac's British producer Mike Vernon, who signed them to his Blue Horizon label. Their first album was called Grease One for Me and was produced by Vernon and recorded at El Dorado Studios in Los Angeles. It was released in 1970. That same year, the band undertook a tour of Europe to promote the record. While in the UK during the tour, the band and producer Mike Vernon met up in London to record their second album, Tough Dude. The album was released in 1971. In October 1971, they played Rick's Bar in Venice, California. It was a 3-night stand at the Blues Supper Club. Later that year, the Bacon Fat Band broke up. However, Rod continued his association with George Harmonica Smith. They performed together off and on until Smith's health began to decline in the early 1980s. In 1973, Piazza recorded and self-released a solo album, Rod Piazza BLUESMAN, on the LMI label. About this time, classically trained pianist Deborah Alexander entered the picture. In her teens, she became enamored with the piano playing of blues great Otis Spann after she heard a Fleetwood Mac LP on which he had guested. She left classical music behind to concentrate on playing the blues. In 1972, she made a pilgrimage to Chicago and met many of her blues music idols. After returning to California in 1973, she caught a performance by Rod Piazza and his band in San Gabriel, California, and was impressed. She eventually spoke to Rod at his weekly Riverside gig at the Red Baron. She told him about her blues piano playing abilities, and Rod asked her to try out for the band. He said he had been thinking about adding keyboards to his group. She passed the audition and has been a member of Rod's bands ever since. She was known to the fans as Miss Honey. By the end of the decade, Rod and Honey became a couple. In 1976, Miss Honey was one of the founding members of Rod's next group, the Chicago Flying Saucer Band. An album, the Chicago Flying Saucer Band, featuring Rod Piazza, was self-released in 1979 on the Gangster Records label. The band hit the road to promote the album, including this appearance at the Imperial Garage in Niagara Falls, New York. The Chicago Flying Saucer Band also made numerous IE appearances, like this one at UC Riverside's music venue, The Barn. In Part 2, the dawning of the 1980s brings about a name change for the band.
With Fab in your washing machine, clothes come white as white and clean as clean. The whitest white and cleanest clean you've ever seen. No matter what brand of washing machine, no matter how old or new, no matter what make, no matter what name, the recommendation remains the same. Use Fab.
Use Fab in your washing machine.
Use Fab.
Use Fab in your washing machine.
In a Maytag, Speed Queen, Hot Point Thor, Blackstone, Easy, Whirlpool, or Kelvinator, Apex, also Norwich. No matter what brand, no matter what name, the recommendation remains the same. Use Fab.
Use Fab in your washing machine.
Use Fab.
Use Fab in your washing machine.
The whitest white and
not only that, but now it's our democracy is threatened.
Oh, absolutely.
Seriously threatened.
Well, which you have in the Unbuilding a House.
Yeah. Do we have time? Maybe I would read that.
Yeah, no, I love that poem.
How to unbuild a house. They start with a reciprocating saw. It cuts wood and masonry and snarls like anger. But our neighbor is not angry, only bored with her house, tearing it down for a tower. What are the spirits, the life gone into the walls of the house? Generation upon generation until the house is layered like the ground it stands on and unfolds like a tree. It takes strong tools to cut down the tree that is a house, a tigerish snarling. But these men are just men, whistling and chatting. The tiger is elsewhere. What if this were that other house and all that is in it? What do you need to fell the tree that is a nation? Is a mob enough? An angry man, red and orange like a flame? A mob with guns and blunt weapons, handcuffs and a gallows? How much blood on faces, clothes, the ground? How many shots? How much bludgeoning to death? How many tools, sharp and blunt? How much power is enough to bite up the roof and walls and rooms of a great house till it falls? What does it take to scatter the souls that leaned together so long they seemed like one soul? All the joys and makings and memories and miseries of a nation, to crumble it all to dust in the air.
falls under something like that. A brand new leather skin, never like it. Well, you look so pretty in it. Girl, can I jump on it sometime? Yeah, I just wanna see, is it really that expensive kind? And how it balances on your head, just like a mattress on a bottle of wine. That brand new leopard skin peel box. She must love him for his money, but honey, I know just what he loves you for. It's that brand new leopard skin peel box hat. The whole staff here at the Hot Month. Thank y'all.
There will come a time when I get weary. There will come a time when I can't see. Even when I close my eyes, see what you're done to me. There will come a time when I'm not speaking, and you can take my words